Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast.
My hormones make me an
I
okay.
was like, are you going to speak there?
I wasn't sure whether you were going to let me say it or not.
We have got a very special guest on here today, Kat. So, do you want to introduce yourself? Just let us know who you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cat Jemmy. I live over in Belfast. I'm a coach, a bit like Emma and Aimee. We're all in a mentorship together. And I was lucky enough to meet them in Edinburgh, where we first sort of met up and decided this would be a good idea to jump on a podcast with them. So here I am.
Absolutely. And I think good model. You're a mum, you're a wife, you're a role model to your son, and you've got your own business, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. Is I want to be the best role model that I possibly can be for Jack. I want him to see that I can be the mom, the wife, and the business owner, kind of wear all of the hats and juggle them. And sometimes it's a juggle, and that's where we talk about it as a family. That mom's just dealing with loads right now, but I want him to see that you can still work and strive to have as much as possible.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Because I think a
definitely.
lot of people as well really struggle with that, don't they? Having like the work-life balance as well as looking after kids and stuff. So if you can show him that it can be done, it is hard, it's difficult, but it
Yeah.
can be done. And that's incredible for him as he grows up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I never want him to have like a skewed, is that the right word? Like a skewed version of what life should be like, that because nobody's life's perfect. I never want him to think that like our life is any different to anybody else's, but I want him to see that you can work, like if you put your mind to anything, it can work out so long as you back yourself. And he's my biggest cheerleader, so he's amazing. He keeps on saying, "But mummy, what if it's the best thing ever? What if it works? What if it's the best thing
Oh,
ever?" So it is cute. Just shows they do listen.
Absolutely.
yeah.
And implementing that mindset from a young age, it's so cool that he's now like your cheerleader
Mm,
because I feel like a lot of parents are like, no, I can't do that because of my kid. But actually, if you show them you can do it, they're actually a good cheerleader. Like I have so many clients that are like, oh, but my kid won't do that or won't do this. And actually, they might come along to sessions and the kid's like, yeah, let me do some squats, let me do this, let me do
Yes,
that.
exactly. That's it. Exactly. I say to all the ladies in the gym, like when it's Easter holidays, summer holidays, I'm like, bring the kids. It's totally fine. Sit there, be quiet, don't say anything. Just don't get in the way. And I'm like, join in, come on, it's fine. Because so long as well, none of them are toddling and climbing under anybody's feet. But it doesn't matter whether it's a baby and they're in like a little car seat or a carrier, or whether it's like a 6-year-old. Like seeing, like I'm such a big advocate for monkey see, monkey do, and the more they see that this is normal
mm.
life, the more they'll then get involved, and they're like, right, okay, can I do that too? Do you know? So yeah, it is. It's super cool.
100%. And I think as well, like as you grow up, like again, like what people feed you, right? What your parents feed you, and that again, monkey see, monkey do. Like my parents never took me to things like McDonald's or anything. So I'm not saying that I don't have takeaways now, which I do, but I wouldn't walk into McDonald's because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Or if I do, I'm like, like how does this work? But like we never had that growing up. Whereas if
Yeah,
you did have that growing up, you'd always think that's okay, that's what my parents do, that's what I do, right? So
Yeah,
again,
yeah, like that's just the standard, that's the norm. But yeah,
mm,
it's really cool to, and I feel very honored that I get to be a role model for him as well. It's cool. But yeah, like you said, like and kids can, it's difficult being a parent, all the rest of it, and I would never take that away from any parent. But sometimes it doesn't always have to be, I can't because of the kids. It's like,
yeah,
how about try and navigate how you can and incorporate it with them, rather than, they don't always have to be, I'm going to say an excuse, and I might get slated for that, but I don't mean it like that. It's like allow them to be part of it and make it fun as much as you can.
mm,
yeah. And it's really good to hear this perspective because obviously me and Amy don't have kids, so we often don't actually speak about kids that much because we don't relate. And I think so many of our listeners do have kids, so to actually hear, like you said, like you can include them in things and you don't need to use them as an excuse is actually good for everyone to everyone to
Yeah,
hear for sure.
definitely, definitely. And do you know, say if it was just, let's just say veg, for instance, because I'm sure you have both got clients or friends or people you know who are like, I just don't like vegetables. And like,
Mm.
it's one thing, one of the questions, Aimee, that you sent me, which was the non-negotiables. Pretty much my only non-negotiable with clients is add more color. Like, I don't care if you're 45 and you're telling me you don't like fruit and veg. I'm like, you need to grow up and be an adult. Just add it in. You have to at some point just take responsibility that it needs to be incorporated into your day, your diet, your nutrition. Otherwise, you're only going to go one direction, which is like eating just beige foods, and that's not going to get you very far. Or let you have a very healthy lifestyle or a very nourished lifestyle. But um, even just sort of like take veg, for instance, if the adult's going, oh, but I don't really like that. Again, monkey see, monkey do. The parents, the kid is going to go, oh, yeah, I don't really like that either. It's like they don't even know if they like it yet. Yet if you just say, no, no, this is what we have, this is what we're eating, like, and again, make it fun, make it different, kids will do the same and they'll start to want to do the same because they're like, you get the chance to be your biggest role model, their biggest role model, and they look up to you for, I think like studies actually show that kids will look to their parents as their peers until around 12, 13, and then they look to their friends as their sort of role model. So you have 12, 13 years where you get to map for them the way that life possibly should be, or the right positive choices that you should be making. After that, friends have a real heavy influence. But then you could go, oh, I only get 13 years. And then their friends sort of take over as such. But it's like, no, you get 13 years. You could do a lot in 13 years. You could have them like getting up, making their beds, choosing healthier food, making sure that they, are polite, they're kind, they're thoughtful of others, they're eating fruit and veg, they're moving their bodies, they're not just in like a negative spiral in their brains and how they talk to other people. And like, kids are kind if they're taught kindness. Kids will be polite if they're taught politeness, things like that. So I'm like, you get 13, like probably 12 or 13 years where you get to be the best role model for them ever. And it's your duty then to make sure you're sending them on a right positive path.
Yeah, and that's a long time,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like people say only.
Mm.
I like, and especially the beginning of their life, because what you learn at the beginning, you're more likely to like keep incorporating in the rest of your life because that is your foundation.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
And if you think
yeah,
back,
just to
like,
say it's only, it's a lot. It's not a lot.
yeah.
You have a lot
And
of
I think
kids,
back to
yeah.
when I was a kid, like my parents were so active with me and they were so like, here's your vegetables, eat your vegetables. And I probably went off track when I got into my teenage years. And like you said, um, with your friends and things like that, became less active, ate less healthy. And then as I got older, I kind of got back into that routine that I did when I was younger. So it definitely does stick with you. Um,
Yeah.
as
Cause
you, as you, yeah,
it's already there as like
yeah,
your baseline.
Hmm. It's like I
yeah.
had a couple of conversations this week actually with my clients, and I said to them, like, when you're like eating off a plate, eat like your vegetables first, then your protein, and then eat your carbs, because a lot of people eat the carbs first and then they get to the other bits and then they leave their veg. And I'm like, no, you want the nutrients and the protein, and then yeah, have the carbs because they're good. Like you should have that in a balanced diet, but like eat that last, because if you fill up on chips and you've got no room for anything else, and they're like, oh, do you know what? My mum taught me that as a kid, I should eat my
Yeah,
greens first and this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there we go.
exactly.
Listen to your mum.
Yeah. Comes full circle.
Definitely.
It does.
So, what inspired you to become a health and well-being coach?
Um, so probably a bit like most of us started with our own journey. I saw my body change for the positive. Once I started to exercise, I could see my body shape starting to change. My backstory's a little bit different to others. I very much needed to gain weight, needed to put on some weight. And once I started to exercise after I'd had Jack, I was very, very, very petite, very tiny. I was about 44 kilos, so it wasn't healthy at all. And started to exercise in the gym and started to see my body change. And it wasn't just my body changing, it was my mindset changing. And I sort of always have said, like, the gym is where I grew a backbone, and I actually my head started to get stronger. And once my mindset got stronger, once I became a stronger person, I started to then, like, my body shape started to change, and I realized that I want to help others navigate how they can transform their life, but starting out with their head.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
that's a big one, isn't it? I think a lot of it starts from your head. Oh, anything. The
It all
whole,
does.
everything in the world is your head, isn't it? If you're not
Yeah,
in it,
Yeah.
like, you're not in it. Like, it is the main thing. I walked up Snowdon with my clients and they're like, it's all in my head. I can do this. I was like, yes, just tell
yeah,
your little voice to shut up. You're going to get to the top. It's fine. Like, but a lot of them, it wasn't
definitely.
because they couldn't physically do it. It's because their brains were giving up.
Mm.
Exactly.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
I think that's a big one, isn't it? Helping people, especially navigate their mindset around how to become better and yeah,
Yeah.
having
And
that
even if
support.
somebody's journey is one of weight loss or body fat loss, and even if it needs to be, because, and I always talk on my social media, I'm like, and I'm not talking about just a weight loss journey, because not everybody's should be or needs to be, because mine was never a weight loss journey. It was a weight gain journey, and I just didn't realize it because I wasn't a very healthy person. But that's because my head was a very negative place to be. Like, my biggest enemy lived rent free between my two ears. And once I started to train, that voice started to, well, it just became less and less until eventually it moved out or got kicked out.
Packed
And
its
then I was like,
bags.
okay, that doesn't live rent free there anymore. But if somebody's, journey is of weight loss or body fat loss, because for lots of people, that's what it is. I'm
Yeah.
sure for you girls, like, a lot of your clients initially come to you and say, I want to tone up or lose weight, and even if down the line, 6 months down the line, it's like they've not lost any weight, but they're a completely different person. It's like, so you've helped their mindset. And that's the same then for anybody else that comes to you. It's like helping them with their mindset first, their head first, and it's like trying to get that voice and that person that's living rent free to just do one, and it
Mm.
is a process. Um, but yeah, that was my reason behind it. I knew I wanted to help others in whichever direction, because I knew that once I'd become a stronger person, it was like, I know I can. I know there are other people who are just like me, who need help navigating around this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I love that. I love that. And I
Mm.
think when you've gone through something yourself as well, it's so much more powerful because you know how it has felt and you've gone through the process. So then when you're teaching others, you can really relate and understand to them as well. And you're like, I know what you're going through. I've been there. We're going to get through
Yes.
this together. So it's that kind of element, which is really awesome as
Yeah.
well.
I think that's where, like, the empathy comes from. Like, you get to then be
Mm,
an empathetic coach rather than just, like, if somebody's like, if somebody's never, if someone's been fortunate to never ever lose somebody, a loved one, then they can really sympathize and be like, oh, I'm very, very sorry for your loss, which of course is the answer, and it's the best answer. It's the only answer you ever give. But when somebody else has lost someone who's, similar, like for me, in mine all sparked when my daddy passed away quite suddenly. And then if somebody else loses a parent, you can be very empathetic because you know exactly how that feels and you can really get that. So then, like you say, when you've got that journey as a coach, you're like, I definitely know exactly what you're going through and I can help you get through this.
mm. Yeah, and I think when people feel heard and seen, they're so much more
Yeah.
likely to feel like be vulnerable with you and open up to you because they're like, this person really gets me and they really know how I'm feeling and how to get through like to help me get through the other side. So yeah, it's so powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's a massive thing nowadays, isn't it? People don't listen or they just hear what they want to hear rather than actually listening to whatever the problem is that person has. And if, like you say, you can be empathetic and you've gone through that as well, you can hear it a lot more. But I just think people have lost the ability to potentially listen properly to others.
Yes. Almost like jump in with, I know the answer. I know the answer. It's like, hang on, let me finish what I'm saying first.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that's a big one, massive. But it's cool that it's like that's what's driven you to get to where you are now.
Yeah,
Because I think
definitely.
having that why and that driver is like the thing that makes you do what you want to do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It makes you even more proud of being able to be there as well. Again, a bit like with Jack, I feel, and I say it to the ladies all the time, like I feel so honored that I get to coach you. I feel honored that you have chosen to put your trust in me to help you get to whatever it is that you're trying to navigate around or get through, or just even to be a part of your life. Putting your trust in the coach is massive, and being vulnerable around them. And it's not even about the money, like take all of the money aside. It's the fact that
Mm.
you allow that person into your life and you tell them lots of things about what's going on with your life, your work, your career, everything, your family life. And you're trusting that person. I'm like, I'm honored that you've chosen me. There's millions of coaches out there and I get to be part of your life. So yeah.
It's
It's
incredible, that
like,
feeling, isn't it? Oh, sorry, but like I love it. Like I've got a client and I go walking with her all the time. I literally feel part of her family, and she's like, "Do you want to come for walks with me and stuff?" And every time we go out, she's like, "Oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm coming. Like I'll cancel all the other shit I've got because I'm coming with you." But I feel honoured that
Yeah.
you're asking me to go for a walk with you. Like
Yeah.
it's incredible, isn't it? I love that feeling when you get that connection with your clients. It's amazing.
Definitely.
and just with the group as well, like I've been building up my group on WhatsApp with my current clients, and it's just when you go in there and I put like a little motivated message or we have a little chat in there, and you just see how people are progressing. Like we're doing a step challenge for the whole of May, and everyone's like so committed each day, and it's just like, wow, this group of women are like, I'm helping them and they're making progress. And you just every day when you're thinking like, oh, because it is hard, it is tiring, like you've got to keep working hard, but then you remind yourself, this is why I'm doing it, and this is the impact
Yeah.
you're having. It's like
Yeah.
that's what keeps you
Definitely.
going, because you're like, I'm literally changing lives, and it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's so powerful, and it's really, really, it's a beautiful feeling to be able to say that you're a part of it. And I don't even think it's. I mean, I do always say, like, I don't do the work. You've done all of the work.
Yeah.
I've just given you the guidance. I've given you the help,
Hmm.
the guidance. I have not eaten the meals, tracked the meals, prepared the meals. I haven't gone to sleep at that time or done the workouts. I'm just helping you get there. But at the same time, it's okay to then go, they're all here because of me.
Mm.
They actually wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for what I'm able to provide. They might all be in their other places, but they're here. So it's the same with your group, Emma. It's like they're all showing up every single day, putting that in because of you.
Mm.
So it's like they're still doing the steps, but they're only there because of you. So that's really cool. And it's okay
Isn't
to
it?
go, I'm proud of me for doing that. I'm
Mm.
proud of me.
Isn't it such a surreal thing though? I say the same thing to my clients where they're like, "Oh my God, I've done this and this, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's all you. It's not me. Like I've helped you get there." But again, and then
Yeah.
I'm really like, why can't I just be like, "Yeah, oh my God." Like it just feels weird that you've then changed someone's life because you just feel like you're giving them the information, right? And showing them
Yeah.
how to do it. But when
Yeah.
when they are like, "You have changed my life," you're like, "Oh my gosh, I've actually changed someone's life."
Yeah.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
but it's also so
Definitely.
surreal.
Yeah. Because if you think all the information, like all the information we ever need is out there, it's all online. Every single thing is free if people search for it. Like they
Mhm.
don't actually need us to program workouts, to count things, or tell them what, like they could find all the information online. It's very confusing. There's a lot of conflicting advice and things like that. And you can follow social media and then be completely confused and then just compare yourself to everybody who's perfect, even though they're not. But um, all the information is out there, but then they come to you because it's so much easier to have somebody who they know, like, and trust to say it plainly for them and let them see it. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like in a more digestible language,
Mm.
and then you give them the guidance, and it's all about the accountability and the confidence, giving them.
Yeah.
I keep on sort of saying, like, coaching, a big part of it's me helping you learn to be more confident in your body, that it can do
Yeah.
these things, rather than can't do that, oh, I don't know how to do that, not sure, I don't even know what to buy in Tesco. It's like I'm just giving you the confidence to know how to shop properly, so you're not just buying crap.
Mm. Yeah, and that's a big part of it, isn't it? Confidence, getting someone's confidence up so they can go and do these things on their own. And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And that's what online can't do. Like you can ask ChatGPT, you can go on Google, but no one's going to be there each week keeping you accountable. There's no one there to ask questions to. Like, there's not a group there that's all keep, supporting each other. Like, you haven't got those elements of it. And that's what a lot of people need, isn't it? Like, when I speak to most people, they're like, I need the accountability. I need someone there helping. Like, I need that support. Like, when I'm having a day where I'm just feeling off, I need someone to message and say, can you just help me today? Or, like, that is what you get from the coach, is all of that side of it.
Yeah, it's like us, isn't it? We're all in a mentorship together to help with our business. It's not because we don't know how to run a business, but we just need that accountability, and sometimes that person to ask, oh, is this the right thing? Should I do this or should I do that? Like, I've got a football coach, and I texted him this week going, can you send me some videos of things to do this week? Like, I know what to do with the football, but like, because he sent me a video every day, I'm like, right, I'm going to go out 10 minutes every day and I'm going to go and do that. Like, like, whereas I wouldn't do that if he hadn't sent it to me. So it's like you say, the accountability is the biggest thing, isn't it? And you don't get that with online stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
So what are common myths or problems that you frequently debunk with clients?
Oh, my favorite, the lift and weights make you bulky. I'm sure you guys have heard that too. It's probably one of like the main ones. Although, I mean, a lot of clients will come to me, they've seen like my Instagram, or they've sort of like got in touch with me there first. So I think they can clearly see from my Instagram that lifting weights doesn't make you bulky. But it's the one that lots of people have, especially women, like that sort of worry, that panic that I don't want to get too big. And I love being able to say, like, it's genetically impossible for you to be ginormous like a man with huge muscles. Your genetics just won't allow it. Your hormones won't allow it. And it's just reminding them then that how lifting weights will actually make your body look and feel, and that you don't have to just do cardio in order to lose weight. Like another one's like, I just need to do loads and loads of cardio, and very much like I need to burn the calories, but you don't. So they're probably like the biggest ones, really.
Yeah, I think that one's quite a big one. The one with the not getting bulky and stuff. So many women come to me now, and I say to them, I was like, do I look big and bulky? And they're like, no. And I was like, and I've been training 15 years, so like it's not gonna happen. You've not got enough testosterone in you, and that like the people that you see that are big and bulky probably are taking something like steroids to help them,
Yeah, absolutely. That takes anabolic steroids. And I think most girls then that do that, which is totally fine, you do whatever it is that you're after, looks and aesthetic wise, most of them would be honest and say that that's what they're doing anyway. I think, and again, this is just what I'm guessing and presuming from what I've seen. I've never actually looked for it as such, but I think it would be guys that would say, oh no, I'm not on anything at all, because they want it to seem like they've done it naturally. And again, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if that's how you got there, that's fine. But yeah, for girls, it's just impossible. I mean, a lot would, can't have carbs and things like that, but there's not loads. I know that is a big one. Like, lots of people would have said that for a long time. Like, I have to cut out carbs in order to lose weight, or should I remove carbs, or should I take out carbs, or I'll just take out bread.
Yeah,
that is a massive one. Yeah,
just take out bread.
I had a lady last week who was like, I'm really disappointed in myself because I had a sandwich every day. And her goal is fat loss, right? And she like on the scales, she weighs herself, she does measurements, like they came down, and she had a sandwich every day, and all her other meals were like on track. And I was like, it's okay. Like, don't beat yourself up because you had a sandwich each day. Like, it's fine. But bread isn't going to make you suddenly like gain loads of fat. Like
No, definitely not. One of my favorite ways to explain, and do you know what, I've made an Instagram video of this about 4 times, and then every time I like faff it up, so I'm like, well, the ways I love to describe carbs for especially women is that because 1 gram of carbs hold on to 4 grams of water. So I always sort of use the example of, if there's a mixing bowl on the counter on top of the weighing scales with 200 grams of flour in it, and you go into the next room and there's no more flour in the house at all, so we can't add any more flour, and while you're in the next room, I pour 100 grams of water in there, because 100 grams and 100 mils is the exact same. There's now 300 grams on the scales. But when you come back in, you're like, did you add more flour? And I'm like, no. But there's water gone in. So now it says 300. So it weighs more, but there's no more flour. So it's the exact same way that your body will hold on to the water when you eat carbohydrates. So carbohydrates will make you hold on to some water, but that's it. And after about 3 days, like if someone's quite indulgent with maybe going on holiday or pizza or a night out or something like that, after about 2 days of going back to normal eating, the scales will go back to how they were anyway, or how they were going to go. If you're on, say, a fat loss journey. But yeah, I love sort of saying about the water and the flour, because it's like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Exactly. But yeah, I think it depends on the generation as well with the carbs. I think maybe more so now people aren't fearing them as much, but I work with mostly like perimenopausal, menopausal women, and that carbs is still very prevalent there. Like it's still like, oh, I'll just cut the carbs out, or just, yeah, do that. And it's, yeah.
And then it's probably hard as well, because there's every chance that they remove carbs and it's like, oh, but the weight went down. It's like, yeah, but then how do you feel? Like, could you do that long term? Are you never going to have birthday cake again? Are you never going to have like a slice of pizza, or never going to have an ice cream in a cone ever again? I'm a bit like, if you're not going to do it on the 1st of July, why do it on the 1st of January? The same way, if you can't do it for 6 years, why do it for 6 weeks just for a number on the scales?
Yeah. And that's the big thing, a number on the scales. And that's what a lot of people are living their lives by, isn't it? And it's
yeah, really dictated by what that says. I call it the sad step. The one thing, if I could get every girl to sort of remove, and I mean, taking aside people who are very, very, very large and very unhealthily large and very much need to lose a lot of weight in order to be a much healthier person. But that person also doesn't need the scales in order to let them know that. Do you know what I mean? Because you can tell the difference, and they could go to the doctor, and the doctor could help them with that. But just say for general population, the average woman who's possibly got children, who's possibly got a stressful job, because most do these days, seeing that number on the scales every single day, or just once a week, which is even worse because it's just fluctuates and you've no idea what the trend or the pattern is. That's just a sad step. You could have got up in the morning and felt really, really great, slept great, feeling fabulous, looked in the mirror and be like, I feel great today. Jump on the scales and you're like, oh, God, right, we're still here. Or, oh my gosh, a pound on. It's like you're being dictated by that number.
And then what happens after that? I always ask people, what happens when you get on that scale? Where does that then lead? And a lot of them are like, well, then I go and eat, or then I go and do this, or then I go and do that. And I'm like, so this scale is not helping you. You're going the opposite way. You're feeling like shit, and you're still, then it's then allowing you to eat more, and then you're going to go the opposite way. So your results aren't going to be what you want them to be, because that number on the scale is already, your mindset's like, oh, what's the point?
Yeah, totally.
If you'd never seen that, if you hadn't seen that number, that wouldn't have even been a thing. You wouldn't have done that. You might have just carried on your day and gone and done some steps in the nice weather because it's sunny and you're like, oh, I feel good. I'm going to go for a walk. And actually that's going to get you further ahead than it is than what you've just done looking on the scales and then not doing anything.
Yeah, definitely. Or the worst, I'll jump on after the weekend, see what the damage is. It's like, why?
Don't do that to yourself.
Well, do you go on holiday and then come back and go, I'll just check the bank balance? And if it's less money, which it's going to be because you've just been on holiday, go, oh, damn it, that was all for nothing then. It's like, no, of course it's going to be less. You just work hard to build it back up again. If you jump on the scales after a holiday and go, oh my gosh, loads of damage, there's 4 pounds on there. That's terrible. I've been so bad, so bad. Like, no, just relax and it'll go back to normal in a few days' time.
Yeah. It's difficult getting that through to people though, isn't it? And getting them to understand that in a few days' time you'll feel better. Because in the moment they're bloated and they feel horrible and they're like blah, so they don't believe what you're saying, and you're like, oh, definitely, don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah. In that instance, I'm like, give me 1 week. Give me 1 week of doing exactly as I say, and I promise you, because the time's going to pass anyway. That week's going to go past anyway. So just do 1 week of exactly as I say, and I promise you will see a difference and you'll feel so much better. And once they do, it's like, all right, okay.
Mm.
Right, okay.
I think that's the difference though, isn't it? Like obviously as coaches, we're kind of in that balanced, healthy, like, you know, moderation kind of lifestyle. So we know that, yeah, we come back from holiday or yeah, we'll overeat on birthday cake because it's our birthday or have a few drinks. And we know that after a few days, we're just going to feel ourselves again. And, you know, I don't weigh myself, but I'll feel better with my clothes and all that kind of stuff. But I think when people have been in those constant yo-yo diets of, you know, up and down and trying this, trying that, it's they do feel like it's the end of the world, don't they? When they, you know, the weight does go up because I spent 3 weeks, you know, really trying to lose this, and now I've gone and it's all damaged. And it's like for us, it's like, well, I went away, I enjoyed it, I ate more than I would because it was delicious food, and I wanted to try the new cuisine, and now just get back into my normal routine. But you can understand like where they're coming from because
Definitely.
they're always on this like roller coaster ride.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So what would you say? What are 3 simple habits women can adopt to improve their overall health?
Eat more colour would be my first one. Definitely. Just always, whatever the plate is, whatever the dish, the bowl, the plate, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, add more colour. There's always going to be another colour that you could eat. I always sort of try and say, if you just think of each different fruit or vegetable, each different colour is going to be a different nutrient that your body wants and deserves. And then have the stuff that you really fancy. And that's not to say that like I just eat fruit for breakfast, rabbit food for lunch, and vegetables for dinner at all. Do you know, went and bought sourdough from Lidl on my way back home from the gym this morning, and a baguette for Jack, and muffins, like, you know, the toasted muffins. So bought all the bread after we've just been talking about carbs. But there's always a way of adding in some more colour somewhere. And when we're adding in more colour, we've got more fibre, we've got more nutrients, and naturally some of the less optimal things that we might have been encouraged or just fancied, they're naturally going to start to fall away. That would be like one of my sort of main ones as well, would be, you know, instead of trying to think of what do I need to take out, what do I need to remove, I need to cut out that and stop doing that, and I'm not allowed that anymore. It's like, let's see what we could add in, because the more things that we add to life, the more we're thinking of like addition is positive, whereas like, I can't have that anymore, not allowed that, it feels very negative. It feels like everything's being taken away from us and removed. But the more we can add, then in like a positive way, the more the less optimal habits or things that we do or things that we just naturally grab and pick for are going to drop away. Even like scrolling, you know, if it's like, right, so do a little bit of mindfulness and a bit of scrolling might stop happening. Read a few pages of a book that's going to be nice and self-development or personal development, and naturally some of like the junk binge watching of Netflix might start to drop away. So they would be like a couple of my main ones. And then like, I think a lot of people expect miracles to happen in a real short space of time. Do you know, like, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and I've seen no change. Why not? Why are there no miracles already? Do you know? And helping them navigate around that, you know, if this has been a relationship that you've had with yourself, your body, the scales, the food that you've eaten for 20, 30 years, there's not going to be any change in 2 weeks. It's going to take a lot longer than that. And again, that sort of then all comes back around to gaining their trust, managing their expectations, and helping build their confidence.
Yeah, managing expectations, because a lot of people, like you say, expect something really quickly. I've got a holiday next week. I'm like, well, whatever you do in a week's probably not going to make a difference if you've been doing whatever you've been doing for 10 years. Like, and it's making them realize that before they start, like, this is not going to be quick. And we don't want to overwhelm either, right? Because if we give if we give you everything to do, you're going to go, most of the time you're going to go, oh my God, I can't do all of that, like I'm not going to bother doing it, so you don't do any of it. So we can't give you everything to do in 2 weeks and you can't expect a miracle, and we can't either. Like, we have to give it
exactly.
to you bit by bit to let you build it up for then you to get it into your new routine. And then, that doesn't take 2 weeks. That could take anywhere up to like a year. A lot of my clients get to the year mark and they go, oh my gosh, right.
Yes.
Yes, I feel this. Like, yes, they might have got results before, but it really starts clicking after that year point and then further on. Like, some of my clients have had for 4 or 5 years and they still are like, they're doing bits, but they don't always still get it. And then the sixth year comes and boom, everyone's
Yeah.
different,
Yeah. Totally.
And also depends on your life and what you're doing and what point in your life you're at. Like, but yeah, expecting things to happen like in the first couple of weeks.
And on that as well, that, for some clients, it could be within 6 months, they could see some changes, and other clients, the same changes or the same, even just the same, more positive mindset around the thing, whether it's the skills, the number, the nutrition, training, their body, that could take a year, it could take 3 years. Like, in that time, life has loads of things that it's thrown at you all the time. Somebody could have passed away, like kids could be in different schools going through exams. There's loads of different things that are thrown at you. And if we're thinking about managing expectations, it's like also knowing that life will throw bits at you and you still keep going on the days you can, rather than like, for 2 days I haven't done the thing. It's like, that's okay because other stuff's been going on or stress is high. And like, you guys, your podcast is called My Hormones Make Me a Nutcase. And even just that in itself, it's like, but you're not the same every single day of the month. You're not the same every week of the month. So there's gonna be, really, when you think about it, there's pretty much 2 weeks of the month that most women feel a bit crap. That's like half a year. But then we're expecting miracles in 2 weeks. What if that's your 2 weeks of your rubbish phase of the month? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, when you actually break it down, like, that's like, you've had these habits for just say 10 years. You want miracles in 2 weeks, but half of the year is not the most optimal for you and your hormones. So it's like, be so much kinder to yourself.
Absolutely. And like, for us, right, we've been training for like however many years, 15 years. If you got better, and life didn't hit you at any point anywhere, well, we'd be doing like 1,000 kilo deadlifts, we'd be running like 3 minute miles, like we would just be like ripped all year round, or do you know what, all of those things. But that does not happen. Like,
no,
it's not the case. Like, oh my God, I could barely even lift 50 kilo deadlift, whereas like 3 years ago I could do like 120. But life moves on. I've had injuries, I've had to go back and forth because of things that have happened. But yeah, you just like you say, your hormones play a part, but you can't expect to be like whatever you think is really good all the time. Like, there will be things that set you back and you come back and you think, God, okay, I've got to go again, have I got to try that again, keep going. But you have to keep doing these things.
Yeah, like, nothing blooms all year round. Again, like, I think I love analogies. Maybe they're metaphors. I don't know, whichever ones. They both work. And like, I don't know about for you guys, but I think it's probably the same over there. Like, the cherry blossom trees were gorgeous about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And leading up to when they're like in bloom, I always use this we'll call it an analogy. I don't even know if it's the right word. I always use this analogy with clients. I'm like, do you even know where cherry blossoms are? Like, 40 weeks of the year, or even, about 45 weeks of the year. I've no idea where there are cherry blossoms. And then all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, there's another, when you're driving down, because they're gorgeous. But they work tirelessly all the rest of the weeks of the year so that they look great for like 3 weeks. And then a wind comes along, blows all the petals off, and you don't know where they live anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they work really hard to look nice for 3 weeks. Yet we expect miracles in 2 weeks when the habits have been there for 20 years.
Yeah. And then when they get all their petals like blown off again, they got to go again, don't they? And then they come out again.
And then they're
year.
bald.
So they
and
don't
you're like,
stop.
You look a bit crap now, but you've never walked up into a cherry blossom afterwards and went, well, you look shit now. Ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, sorry.
Oh yeah,
you say whatever you want.
But yeah, it's like yesterday, I was like, right, I had my plan for this week, and I was like, right, I'm going to the gym Monday or whatever days it was this week. And I literally, because of my hormones, woke up and I felt like absolute shit. Like I had a headache, my whole body was aching, I was crying, I was just, honestly, I was a mess. And I was like, there is no way that I'm going to the gym today. And I was like, I actually just need to lay in bed, which I'm such an early riser. I love to just get up and get stuff done. But I was like, I need to just lay on the sofa, stay in bed for a bit longer, take a bit more time, have some breakfast, ease myself into the day, take some paracetamol, be kind to
Yeah.
myself. But I was like, just because I missed yesterday doesn't mean I'm going to just be like, well, what's the point then for the rest of my life? Like, I was like,
Yes.
I'll just move my workout up. Like, I feel so much better today. I had that one day and now I feel like I'm alive again. And I'm like, I'll just move it to another day or I'll skip that workout. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's just continuing on. But I think a lot of people had that mindset of, well, I haven't done that now, so I've failed. So I'll just, what's the point? And it's
Yeah.
just going, we've got to listen to our body. Like you're saying, it's like 2 weeks out of the month, usually we're not at our peak, and that's okay. So we've got to be a bit kinder to ourselves in those weeks and then push ourselves just a bit more when we feel better.
Definitely. And like, your body better than anybody does. Like even a coach. Like if you have a coach, you still know your body better than anyone. So a coach could be like, no, Emma, I think you should push through today. It's like, no, no, no. I know my body better than anyone. Today is not the day. Today is the day that I'd either go and injure myself, or I'll go and punch somebody in the face, or go and break
Yeah.
down in tears on the gym floor. Today's the day to stay home. And
Mm.
I can win other days. Like it's about what we do the majority of the time, rather
Yeah.
than trying to do it every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then we'll end up just being burnt out if we're constantly trying to push through those days anyway. And then we're no use to anyone. And we've done one on burnout and stuff anyway. But yeah, yeah, it's so important to listen to our bodies for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So off the back of that, what is one of your most memorable success stories with a client?
Oh, so I actually messaged her just to gain permission, really. So I'm not going to say her name, but more just to gain permission. And she was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I know for a lot of people, for a lot of coaches, it'll be the most weight loss or big transformation or something like that. But for me, like I always say, like I say to all the women in the gym, and I think they're probably it's drilled into them now, and they're probably a little bit like, right, okay, Kat, we get it, shut up. I always say, I want you to move really, really well for as long as possible, rather than move something really, really heavy for a short amount of time. And then I'm like, right, bye. I taught you how to do that. And I don't care whether you get injured down the line or anything like that. So I want people to move really, really well for as long as possible. I want women to be able to put their suitcase in the overhead locker in the airplane on their own, carry their suitcase up the set. I'm like always like, at 80, I am walking up the airplane steps on my own with my suitcase,
Yeah.
and I'm putting it in the overhead locker. No one's going to ask me, do you want my help? I will do that on my own. I never want somebody to help me do anything at all. Not because I'm, strong, independent female, like I have a husband and things like that. But I'm like, I want to be able to do that and have the confidence in my body. So I want people to be able to move really well for as long as possible. And I have a client, now she's a young girl, she's in her late 20s, and she has dyspraxia. So dyspraxia, which I didn't know that much about it. I do know a girl who has a son who has dyspraxia, but other than that, I don't know that much about it. But it's a neurological condition, and it can affect like your motor skills and balance, coordination. It can affect it's like your cognitive function and your ability to process information, and then be able to, not when you process it, then do the thing. So for instance, in the gym, when you're talking about, like, say, a split squat, bring your dumbbell to your left shoulder and your left foot's going back. Even for anybody without dyspraxia, sometimes they go, which side? Because that's just standard.
90%
That's
of
fine.
people do that, yeah.
Yeah. But then for someone with dyspraxia, it's even harder. So she's been training with me for, I'm gonna say, since around July, August time. I think around July, August time. Now in a small group, so she's in the gym in small groups. So there's maximum of 8 in the classes. So it is really, really nice. But even that in itself was quite a big deal for her, coming in because she's got a lot less confidence in her body because her balance isn't the best. And her words have been, this has completely changed my life. She can now lift, and again, I'm not bothered about how much somebody can lift, but she can lift weights. Her balance is amazing. Her stability in her joints, her range of motion. And then even just, she's like, she was never someone who would get up early. She's getting up early and coming to 7 a.m. classes, which means she's starting work earlier. So she's able to focus in work better, and she's more productive. And she's like, this has literally changed my life, and I'd be nowhere without you. And I'm like, again, comes back around. I'm like, I didn't do the work, you're doing it all. It's like, but I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the gym. And I just think that is like, if someone in their late 20s, sorry, if someone in their 20s doesn't have the balance and the stability, what would that look like at 60 or 70? Mm-hmm. But if she can learn how to have better balance and stability in her body now, like at 60 or 70, her life will be astronomically different. So yeah, so that's my biggest, where I'm like, wow, that's phenomenal. And it cements for me again, like strength training is the best thing that you can do to future-proof your body.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I love that. Like, yeah, being able to balance now and get yourself up and down off the floor is such a vital thing to be able to do. So when you're older, like if you fall over, you can get yourself back up and things. And people really like underrate like balancing. But I get so many of my clients, no matter what age they are, to balance, and it's amazing how many people can't when they first start.
Yeah, I know. And I had that conversation again today. One of the girls was like, my balance is awful. I was like, we are far too young to use that word. My balance is that sentence. My balance is awful. In your 20s or 30s, the words my balance is terrible, or I've no balance, or I can't balance, my stability is awful. We shouldn't even have that as a thing that comes out of our mouth. But that's like a learned behavior because other people say it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we need to do something about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Get them practicing it all the time. I get people doing it anytime they can. Balance was just in the kitchen, waiting for the kettle to boil, things like that.
That's
easy.
I brush my teeth on one leg.
Yeah,
brush your teeth on one leg because it's the one thing you're going to do twice a day, no matter what. Do it at the start and the end of the day. It's so easy.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it? 30 seconds on one, 30 seconds on the other, switch. Like,
exactly.
You don't have to do a minute on each. Like, you can mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool.
Should we finish with one last closing question then?
Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice you wish every woman could hear today about her health?
What is? Say it again.
What's one piece?
And then I was thinking, and it was like, I can't remember the last thing you said. Sorry.
That's okay. So what's one piece of advice you wish every woman could hear today about their health?
You are so much more than the number on the scales, so much more than the number of clothes, the clothes size that you wear, like the dress size. The same way that you're so much more than your bank balance. Like there's people who live paycheck to paycheck, but they are the nicest, kindest, most generous, wonderful people in the world who would do anything for anyone. There's people with millions who are absolute assholes. If you're always just chasing a number, life's going to be really pretty poor. Do you know, poor as in negative, not poor as in no money. Do you know, it's like you're so much more than that. Like you get this one for the rest of your life. This is the only home you ever have forever. You can't practice on this one. But at the same time, like, does it not deserve to have a nicer owner? Does it not deserve to have somebody to speak to it more kindly, to look after it better, to nourish it with what it wants and deserves first, rather than just what you fancy? Go to bed at a more decent time so that you're getting a bit more sleep. Yeah, I think that would be it. Just you're so much more than just the number on the scales, the number of clothes that you wear. Yeah, and that you just get this one for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think that's a great way to end. Definitely take that away if you're someone that is just, yeah, go on that roller coaster ride of chasing that number and not feeling, feeling all those other things, like how confident you are, how much energy you've got, feeling good from the food you're putting in your body, like just shifting that focus from chasing that number to actually how you're feeling. Yeah, definitely take that away. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been amazing to have you on and hear kind of your side and your point of view and how you coach and all about you as well.
Thank you so much, ladies. I really enjoyed it. I hope all of your listeners enjoy a little Belfast accent on here. Hopefully they can understand me as well.
Absolutely. I'm sure they can. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we could have spoken for hours, actually, to be fair. So yeah, that was really good. Like, and really informative, like you say, your opinion and how you coach your women and what your views are on things, and from the mum's perspective too. Really good.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it, ladies.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, if you do want to send us a message or ask us any questions, feel free to email us at contactempoweryouFitness@gmail.com, or you can send us a message or a DM. We're always here. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you in the next one.
Absolutely. See you later.
Bye.